Hey guys, Scarlet Darkwood here. It's been a long time since I put out a video. I've had some personal things go on in my family, and so I just haven't had a chance to produce anything. I wanted to do something very different today that I've not done before, and I wanted you all to join me. This has to do with using a divination technique using Konxari cards to see if we can get any information about Riley Strain, a missing Missouri student who came to visit Nashville around March 8th and has been missing for several days and not been found. I live in Nashville. I know exactly where he was and the streets he was on, and I wanted to see if perhaps the Konxari cards could give us maybe a different focus or any additional information. First of all, this is speculation. This is not anything that is proof. It's like a tarot reading. It gives suggestions, or it can ideally tap into energy that's there. These cards are only meant for doing readings with people who are deceased. It's not to be used for anything else. The ancient Egyptians had ways of communicating with their dead, and so these Kanzari cards have been created to reproduce that. If anybody makes any comments that I'm being disrespectful or, oh, how could I do this, I will delete your comments. If you look at the cards and come up with an interpretation and you want to chime in the comments, absolutely feel free to do that. Again, this is speculation. I tend to think the guy is deceased. It's been days since he's been missing. Nobody has found anything. They say they found his clothing on a homeless person. Two women have said they have found his credit card in a homeless encampment or near the area where he was last seen. If you want to find out more details, go look at the Nashville news stations, Nashville, Tennessee news stations. I'm not going to go into that here, but I wanted to use the Kanzari cards to see if maybe it might either confirm what's already been done, or if there might be some other information we can get. Assuming that he is deceased, we can hope that maybe his spirit or energy can give us some clues about what happened. I think the speculations are pretty good as they are, that maybe he fell into the river being too intoxicated and drowned, or someone did him in, or there was foul play. Law enforcement's not thinking there's foul play, but I don't know. We'll have to see. So I am going to put this aside, and there is a way that you lay these cards out. I've already shuffled them. Okay, so I'm going to go lay these out according to the diagram, and I'm going to lay them out like this. And like this, and this, and this. Okay, so as you can see, we kind of have a spread going. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, that is better. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, so I've got these laid out. According to tradition, you pick up 4 of them. They don't know why that's done exactly, but it is. So we're going to pick up this, and this one, and this one, and this one. And we put it to the bottom of the pile, and we don't look at them. So we're not going to look at those. And so we're going to start to turn these over and see what we can find. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of turn these in the direction that I have laid them. See what we can find here. And I'm going to be let's see what we got here. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to kind of start reading some of these. I'm going to turn this, since there's no arrows on here that could change anything, I'm just going to do it to where maybe you all can see this better. So anyway, let's see what we get here. First of all, I don't see any the letters here that, if you see that, for example, there's letters. I don't see anything necessarily spelling out his name in this case. I do see that, first of all, there's some things here that suggest death. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So it looks like death. So it looks like he is kind of what we suspect. He's dead. There's a skull here. It looks like this arrow is pointing to a secret. Like there was a secret. There's a reason. Maybe somebody, people are saying maybe he made somebody angry. There's a G, so we saw that he went down, Gay Street. That could be one of the streets he went on. This is also pointing to prophecy here. If you look at here, this arrow is pointing to prophecy. Maybe, I don't know if it was some kind of a karmic contract or, a lot of times I don't necessarily believe in, that somebody has a fixed or a fated future, but I don't know, maybe there was some kind of a soul contract going on that we don't understand. Maybe life in between lives. This whole scenario was something that was supposed to play down. I do not know. It looks like here we see astral, this card. So, it looks like maybe he is communicating through spirit. Let's look at some of these little symbols here. That particular symbol means air. So that symbol air, it's definitely astral, so it's definitely spirit. So he's more or less, it looks like it's deceased. It looks like there was some hatred going on, maybe between him and someone else. I don't know if the person's name begins, has an N in it or begins with an N. We see fire, the symbol of fire. So it looks like there was a hot relationship or something going on. Looks like, a lot of people have suggested that the fraternity brothers may have harbored a hate against him. I don't know. Again, all this is kind of speculation. The fraternity brothers haven't talked about anything, so can't jump to conclusions necessarily, but it does fit in with what some of the people have been saying. Right here, we have light. You can take that as he's gone to the light. Maybe things will come to light. This little symbol is magic. So whatever has happened, science isn't readily going to explain it. We'll see. I don't know what will happen, but it just suggests that it's something will come to light, and that it may not necessarily come from a scientific source. I mean, crazy things happen all the time. But anyway, that's what it suggests. This is karma. So, I mean, he may have done something to somebody that we don't know about. To a person maybe who has an A in the name or starts with A. And maybe this ending was just a bad result of it. Maybe he put out something negative. We don't know anything about him. And maybe it's a karmic payback, or maybe it's something that's a backlash on him. And so there's that. This one is visual. So a lot of people, looks like maybe eyewitness news or people seeing things may be the key to the answers. Let's see if I can find out the key in here. Key. Okay, so key is a picture, to a larger piece of the puzzle. So right now people are saying they've seen him, they've seen the video, they're they're finding things. So a lot of the key to probably a lot of this might be eyewitness views. But this is kind of pretty straightforward in that, he's probably may no longer be with us. There's obviously some secret things going on that we don't know about. Things maybe that might have been a soul contract between him and someone. That maybe there were some animosity and hatred going on. Just a lot of things like that. And that things will be brought to light at some point, and that maybe some of this is just a payback, you know, and that he's with spirits. So that's what I have got on this. If you have any interpretation of it, let me see if I can do just a little bit more. Yeah, that's kind of what I've got. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on it, feel free to share. I did do what some other people have done, and I did pull some tarot cards on it like the night before, and or just a couple of nights ago, and I wanted to kind of get an idea of what's kind of going on just in general, not with him personally like something from him, but just the case in general. And so I got the King of Cups, which, you know, as we all know, people in authority are trying to not let emotions get in the way. They're trying to be very methodical and very cool about this. You do see water here. So some people would say, well, he fell in the river. It's just suggesting they are looking in the water. That seems like to be one of the first places they looked at, because the river's so close to where he was. This is someone doing a lot of planning and putting things together for a project. So they're still planning and working on other ways to find him. They haven't given up yet. They're still working on that. And of course, this shouldn't surprise anybody. A lot of high anxiety going on around here with him. His parents, I'm sure the fraternity brothers aren't resting easy either. And I'm sure the bar is not resting easy. I mean, probably for more selfish means, I guess, or selfish reasons. But there's just a lot of high anxiety going on. So none of this really is nothing new, per se. But I pulled some other cards, or a couple of other cards, to ask, let's look at the time before Riley's phone pinged last, and can it show anything about him just at the last time his phone pinged? Is there anything that we need to be aware of? And it looks like he was in high anxiety himself, a lot of stress, fear, regret. Whatever was going on in his head, it looks like he could have injured his head hitting a pole when he fell, and then being severely drunk or drugged, whatever the case may be. But he knew on some level that he was in trouble, and he's having a lot of grief and fear and anxiety about this. This card would suggest that there's some people in collaboration, in cahoots here. This is a card of collaboration, and these are pentacles, and could be a ring that tried to rob him, or, you know, somebody that's doing this for money. But it looks like it could involve 3 people. I know one other psychic reading said that he was beat up by 3 people. I have no idea. I haven't seen that psychic reading. I haven't really looked at a lot of them, or maybe one. But this looks like it's a group involved. And it looks like they're a very tricky group, that they either tricked him or, you know, someone that's very deceitful. So that's not a good sign either. You do see the little tents in the back. If you look at the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you see tents. There is Tent City, or the homeless encampment. So I don't know if something happened there and the group tried to trick him or harm him in some way. But that's the most that I can get out of these. I hope you found this interesting. If you have any other things you want to share, please feel free to comment below. And thank you for joining me for this interesting card pull using not only tarot but Konxari cards. And hope everyone has a nice week, and we pray that we get some kind of answer, you know, so we can let this case rest and the parents rest. So I'm wishing everyone the best. Thanks, guys.